What's up? People are coming in. All right, 12 people. What's up? I'll wait for a little more. 20 people. Holy shit. This happens a lot faster than I thought it was going to happen. Uncle Buttcrack. That's a username I recognize. Man, people are piling in. I recognize a lot of these usernames. I'm doing great. How are you? Nick. Nick is here. Nick Mershon. You should all follow him. Yo. Everyone should follow Nick. He's a realtor. I get a lot of questions about real estate. And I don't know anything about real estate because real estate's not my thing. And Nick is the guy. He goes live a lot. He answers a lot of questions. He's in North Carolina. So if you need a realtor in North Carolina, Nick's your guy. Tyson, what's up? I am going live. I'm live right now. Oh, in Florida too? Nick, do you live in Florida or are you just licensed in Florida? I guess Florida's not that far from North Carolina, but I always think of Florida as like Miami. There's a whole lot more to Florida than just Miami. I got two questions. I got to scroll up. G32M _ is being a successful day trader possible? Yes. I'm not a day trader. I don't actively day trade. I swing trade. I've been trading stocks for watching hockey, not me. I don't watch sports. I don't like sports. I've been trading for 11 years. I never really actively day traded, and I used to get offended when people would say like, oh, you're a day trader, because I'm a swing trader. And people would just like, I would say stock trader, but when I would say stock trader, people would misunderstand me and they would be like, socks, like what you wear, and it would like lead to this whole thing. And I'd be like, no, not socks, stocks. And then they like are still confused because a lot of people don't know about the stock market, but they are all kind of familiar with like, oh, day trader, gambling. And that like ruffled my feathers so much. And I would be like, no, I'm not. But in the last couple of years, I started day trading much more frequently because the markets were just so volatile. When I started in maybe 2011, markets were in a pretty consistent uptrend, which makes it easier to swing trade, which is what I did predominantly. And I only use in terms of presidents just to give you like timeline perspective. So like the second term of Obama was really kind of when I started like kind of the tail end of his first term, and then into the second term, I was swing trading all those years. When Trump got elected, markets were a lot more volatile for reasons, also because of COVID. And I just noticed that the markets were too volatile and I wasn't comfortable tying up my money in extended swing trades. Swing trades are anything more than a day, generally a couple days, weeks, months, whatever. I just didn't feel comfortable holding short-term swing trades in not solid companies, right? If I'm swing trading Microsoft or McDonald's or something, then I'm okay to hold it because if it goes south, they're still solid companies and I don't mind holding them a little bit. If I needed the money, right? If I was like an active day trader, then I probably wouldn't hold quality companies. Like if I was swing trading McDonald's, I would just get out of it and take maybe a small short-term loss if I needed my capital. But I didn't like holding over weekends. I didn't like holding over many days because every couple days something great's happening. Nope, not happening. And I just decided, I would rather day trade. So you have to, and I talk about this in a lot of my videos, you have to have multiple methods available and at the ready if you're going to be a trader. You can't just say, I trade this kind of way or I trade this kind of style, because things will change. They change over time. And when they change, you don't want to be that new inexperienced trader like I was, who was only good at one thing. I was only good at swing trading. It's all I knew. And gradually over time, I was able to like test out different. I've been trading 11 years. So, you see extended bull runs, you see quiet times, you see slumps, and you get to tinker and practice. You don't want to be that new inexperienced trader who starts, say, day trading over the last couple years, and you do very well. And then we get into a more sort of like, eventually at some point, we're going to be in a bull market, and it might be a consistent bull market. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be 2, 3, 4 years from now. But when it happens, you're going to be that day trader who goes, shit, I get out of my trades too early. I sold it on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it went up. Or I sold it on Wednesday, and on Thursday it went up. Oh, I should have held. And you're going to learn the hard way. And instead of being like an experienced trader, someone who maybe says, okay, we're in a consistent uptrend now, I'm going to start swing trading instead of day trading. Now let me read through some of these messages. You know what's weird? Oh, here they go. Big Pun 1. I got you. Miami Beach experience. We are our own state. Reich, 1567. You work in DC? Where do you work? What do I think of SafeMoon? I don't know much about it. Because that was Idris 2016. I don't know a lot about SafeMoon. I'm not a crypto guy. Crypto Wendio is the one to ask about crypto. SafeMoon, my understanding is it's hard to get. It's not available on all of the exchanges for cryptocurrency. It's like 3 specific ones. Look, it's so far under a penny. I don't even know how to like say it. Like, it's not like a half a penny or a quarter of a cent. It's like so far back. Throw something at it. What's the worst that could, like, you're not going to put in $10, $30, $50,000, are you? You're putting in a couple $100. If you lose it, you lose it. It's like the GameStop thing. So many people during GameStop were saying, hey, if I lose it, I lose it, whatever. That's how you should look at it. When it's something risky like SafeMoon, and not be greedy. The last thing you want to do is come out thinking this is going to be the next Bitcoin, right? Because we saw that with GameStop again, with stocks like AMC and Naked and BlackBerry. There were all these stocks where people were like, this one's going to be the next GameStop. And so they started funneling tons of money into these random stocks. And, there was only one GameStop, and it was GameStop. And, I think people are looking at SafeMoon thinking, oh my God, it could be the next Bitcoin. It could be the next Dogecoin. It could be the next whatever. I'm going to go all in. That's risky. I wouldn't do that. Ruffled your feathers too, the day trading thing. G32M, is day trading my full-time job? Yes, I swing trade though. I don't day trade. I am a swing trader. I've been trading for 11 years. Do you share all your strategy, or is there anything you keep to yourself? I don't share what stocks I'm buying, and the reason is really simple. I want everyone who follows me to learn on their own and not be codependent. We see too many people who are codependent. I need to follow this guy or pay this person because they're going to tell me what to buy, and without them, I'm useless. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't want to be that trader. You don't want to be the trader who depends on other people to tell you what to do or what to buy. First and foremost, you need to be a licensed broker or financial advisor to tell people what to buy. And I know a lot of these call-out people and a lot of these Discord people have disclaimers, and I'm sure they're meeting with lawyers and they have it all written out somewhere super fancy to explain that this is just for entertainment or whatever. I don't share my trades unless it's after the fact and there's something that I want you to see specifically in relation to that chart. So I've got a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. And by the way, if you don't follow my YouTube channel, you really should. Link is in my bio. I do walkthroughs on a lot of charts for stocks that I have already traded. So, the last thing I want is someone to see that YouTube video and be like, oh, we got to buy what he's talking about, because people need to chill on that. Like, I talk about this stuff on YouTube days later, weeks later, even hours later, when the trade is no longer relevant or the chart setup is no longer relevant. April's here. Hi. Real Donald Trump. The president is in here? Wow. I can't believe it. David Masson. I'm sorry. Oh, hi. How are you? 07 is in here. That guy I thought was trolling me for the longest time, but he's just goofy. Do you think, David Maston, do you think Netflix is going to drag the markets down tomorrow? I mean, the markets are already down. If they continue to go down tomorrow, it could be the story on CNBC. oh, Netflix is dragging the markets down. I didn't see what specifically. I didn't look at Netflix's earnings, so I don't know specifically why it got hammered. I do know that I should probably buy puts whenever Netflix has earnings, because in the past I used to think, for various reasons, I'm going to buy Netflix stock ahead of earnings as a little gamble, like a bet. Because like when COVID happened, I was like, oh, I'm going to load up on Netflix because everyone's stuck at home, everyone's watching Netflix. And so I bought Netflix stock into earnings and it tanked. And then it took like weeks, if not months, to recover. And then I just got so frustrated that I just sold it. And then of course it kept going up. Let me read through some of these comments here because there's 34 messages. I'm going to miss some of them. Options. Roy Kane, options or stocks. I don't trade options. I lose almost, I'd say 8 out of 10 times that I trade options, I lose. If you follow Kelechi, let me see. Can I get him on here? I'm going to try to send this to Kelechi because I want him in here while I'm... man, where's Kelechi? Send. I don't trade options because I don't understand them. I'm not good at them. I don't like them. And I think that's okay. I think as a trader, you have to find your thing. And so many people get like overwhelmed with all the stuff with trading, right? Crypto, currency, not cryptocurrency, but regular currency. Crypto, regular currency, options, shorting, buys, puts. There's just so much that people get overwhelmed. Swing trading, day trading, a lot of completely lawless. What's up, dude? What am I reading right now? Baggy76. I'm reading your comments. Book-wise, nothing. I'm not reading any books at the moment. I'll take recommendations, though, if you got them. I want to go all cash this fall, but the tax burden with gains are just too much. Yeah. Corlip, 27. You're right outside of DC? Let me read these comments here. Tracy Kierkirsch. Do you think day trading is good for a person to begin trading? No. I don't think new traders should start with day trading. It's too volatile. It's too risky. There's too much greed initially at the beginning, right? You want to be, if you're a new trader, new traders usually walk into day trading like, I saw some guy on Instagram with a Lamborghini. I want a Lamborghini. He said he's a day trader. I got to be a day trader. I want to start trading stocks because the people on Instagram with the piles of cash on their desk, and they always have piles of cash, right? Like there's just like a pile of cash sitting on their desk, or like a Lamborghini in their driveway, or they're in some big mansion that they probably rented. And then they use all that to sell you a course. People see those guys on social media and they think, man, I got to start day trading because they're a day trader. I want to be like them. The reality is you're going to lose a lot of your money as a day trader. Look, there is beginner's luck. There are hot markets where the markets are hot and everything is going up and it's kind of hard to be wrong. But eventually you're going to be wrong because all traders are. And the smart traders are the ones who get out. And the inexperienced new traders are the ones who get left holding the bag. And let's say you're starting trading with $5,000 and you're putting that $5,000 into every single trade. And you get in and you get stuck on a loser and it drops 20 or 30 or 40%. You're not selling because you don't want to lose 40% of your money, right? So you're going to hold that loss, but that means that you can't trade anymore. And you're going to be sitting there banging your head against the wall, feeling like a real idiot because you didn't exit in time. We've all been there, myself included. And it's important that you get a foundation first. You got to learn how the markets work. And the way you do that is by investing first, right? I've said this in a lot of my videos. You start by investing. So you get the foundation, you learn how the markets work, you watch the news, you pay attention, even though the analysts are full of shit sometimes, you pay attention. Even watching the news just to understand how markets react to the news is important. You watch the news, you learn how people are reacting, and that gives you a foundation. You go, oh, okay, they're talking about like, oh, Netflix is, hypothetically is bringing down the markets today. Why is Netflix bringing down the market? Because people are spending less. Why are people spending less? Because they're worried about their jobs and their career. Oh, I'm learning. I got it. And once you get that foundation, then you can move into swing trading. And again, with swing trading, you should start by trading the reputable, large cap, safe stocks. I don't know if you remember, I don't know how much you pay attention to news. When the whole COVID thing happened, Mike Pence came out and he said, McDonald's is going to be feeding America during this crisis because they're one of the few restaurants that were going to be open because of, their drive-through and stuff like that. And McDonald's stock rocketed. And as a swing trader, in a time of crisis where people were freaking out, I thought McDonald's. And I swung trade? What's the past tense of swing? It officially now is going to be swung trade. I swung trade McDonald's. Pretty much for like months, only McDonald's. I would day trade other stuff, but swing trading during the beginning of COVID, I was almost exclusively in McDonald's. And you know what? If McDonald's got hit pretty hard and went down and I was sitting on a 3 or 5 or 7 or even 8% loss, I wasn't sweating it because it's not a garbage, crappy penny stock that is going to be pumped and dumped and forgotten about tomorrow. It's McDonald's. And so even if I have to hold it, those are my noisy neighbors downstairs, even if I have to hold it for a little bit, I'm okay with that. Let's go through some comments. It said that there were like 30 messages. Here we go. Michael Wood, wave. There you go. Jay Merrill, you shared my live. Thank you. That's really cool. Changinos, a good broker for stocks. A good broker for stocks, TD Ameritrade. I'll only ever recommend them because it's the only one that I've ever used. I've never used Robinhood. I've never used E-Trade. I've never used Fidelity. I've never had a need to switch. I've always been on Ameritrade. Even back in the way back when they were charging $10 to buy and $10 to sell, I was always in Ameritrade. I had no reason to switch. Kenny, traders in here trying to get us to join them. What does that mean? Corlip, Arlington. That's close. I go to Arlington a lot. I have friends there. Blue Green 077. How long have you ever held a stock? The longest I've held a stock is my long-term investments. Apple. Apple is the longest investment that I've ever held, although it did get interrupted a little bit in 2008 when the housing crisis started. I bought Apple. Oh, that's not true. World Wrestling Entertainment. WWE is the longest stock that I've ever held personally. I bought WWE stock in 1999, so I was like 14 or something years old. Huge wrestling fan. That's why I bought the stock. Prior to WWE stock, my mom had some investments for me. So basically from like the 80s, when I was born in 1985, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, I've held my whole life. But my personal investments, WWE in 1999, Apple in 2003. If you don't know the Apple story, I'm not going to tell it here because it's way too long. But in 2003, I wanted stock in Apple. And my mom's stockbroker at the time said, nobody really wants to buy music on a computer. You're wasting your money. Long story short, I ended up getting 100 shares of Apple. It rockets up to 225. During Bush's presidency, there's the whole housing crisis, the banking thing, plus the war in Iraq. Markets are getting hammered. Apple stock goes from 225 all the way down to $69 a share, which is when I panic and call the broker and go, what do I do? And he, being very elderly, also panics and says, sell it, you have to sell it. And so I sell my stock in Apple. And then of course it rebounds and Apple goes from $69 a year at the bottom of the housing crisis all the way up to $740 per share. So over $1 million missed profits. That's what I get for listening to a broker. And that's why when people say, tell me what to buy, what should I buy? I don't do it because I don't want anyone saying, I knew I should have bought that stock, but that asshole Trade Invest Simplify told me not to buy it and I listened to him and it's his fault. I don't want to be that guy. You make your own decisions. What do I think of Tesla? It's overvalued. I like it. I own it. I buy it on all the big dips. I think long term, and that's what Tesla is in my portfolio for, long term, Tesla is going to be just fine. A lot of other electric vehicles are coming out. A lot of electric vehicles are going to compete with Tesla. A lot of people are saying that Ford's Mustang or Mach-E or Mustang Mach, whatever it's called, the electric Mustang is better than the Tesla, and it's taking away customers from Tesla. Look, we're still kind of relatively at the beginning of this whole electric vehicle thing. I think 10, 15 years out, you're going to be glad that you bought Tesla. You know, when Apple first came out with the phone and stuff like that, and the stock started rocketing, like in 2003, when they came out with the iTunes and the iPod, and then 2005 or 7 with the iPhone, Apple stock was extremely overvalued. And people were like, oh, stay away from this Apple thing. It's overpriced. And look at it now. Let's see here. Michael Wood, you're right. I'm losing more as a day trader. I should just go to Harris. Who's Harris? I have a cousin. My cousin? Tom Eck, 4295. Paper trade to test your strategy and habits. Yes, that is a great advice, a great piece of advice. El Berberto is here. What's up? Guess who I'm hanging out with tomorrow? Paper trade to test your strategy and habits. Tomic, 4295. Yes, paper trading is great. A lot of people hate paper trading because they say, look, you've got no money and you've got no real skin in the game, so who cares if you lose 100% of your money? It's up to you, man. Some people prefer to put in some money. That way, it's more emotional for them. They're more invested in their trades. They have to learn how to cut losses so they can preserve their capital. Other people prefer to do it with paper trading. You know, what are you going to do? If I was good at day trading, I would have sold Dogecoin at 41 and rebought at 32 instead of waiting. Michael Wood. Zen Bastard is here. That's a username I know. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You're going to learn. You're going to learn from these mistakes. That's what's important. The most important thing is that you learn from your mistakes. I'm reading now all them, catching up on all these messages. El Berberto, swing trade. I like swing trade. That sounds kind of got some twang to it. Okay, let me read through these comments. 36 messages that I missed. Did you see, Thank Johnson 1, did you see that Wall Street Bets made their own token? I did not. Michael Wood, 35. I want a Lamborghini. I want an Aston Martin. Let's see here. I'm waiting for these comments to reload. Rach Tone, are you a mainly swing and day trader, or do you keep a large chunk in long-term investments? Both. So I said earlier, so I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to bore anyone. I started as a swing trader. In the last couple of years, I morphed into day trading as the market volatility was like all over the place. I'm back to swing trading now, as I think we're going to kind of have some consistency in the markets. Although I'll tell you, the last couple of months have been very slow. But that's one of the reasons I talk about living below your means as a trader and making sure you have your ample rainy day fund to carry you through these couple of months. Luckily for me, even though the markets have been unusually quiet, I have been doing great with Dogecoin, believe it or not. I know a lot of like the established traders on here always caution against it. But you know what? Like, you're going to throw some money into it, right? There's nothing wrong with putting in a little bit. If you are prepared to lose it. I don't know much about crypto. I bought some Dogecoin. It went way up. I sold it. I bought it back. It went way up. I sold it. I bought it back again. Then it went up to like 40 cents, and I was kicking myself for not. But then it dropped, and I bought more. And I'll keep getting in and out. Blue Green 077. Do you invest in real estate? No, I don't invest in real estate. I like real estate REITs, like real estate trusts, like stocks that pay dividends. I don't own any at the moment, though. Real estate. You know, I live in Washington, D.C. Real estate's fairly very expensive here. So I had enough to buy my apartment, and that was it. I'm saving up right now because I would like to buy a cabin in West Virginia, maybe as like an Airbnb. Michael Andrews, there's a lot of people on this thing tonight named Michael. Michael Andrews 225, what's your take on AMC? Do you think it will go to the moon? No, not in a, sorry, I'm watching the news and Joe Biden is on talking about, oh, no, he's not. What's going on? That was from earlier. Never mind. Here's the thing about AMC. I bought AMC before the whole GameStop thing happened. And my reason and my thinking and my thought process was I'm buying AMC because as a COVID recovery, I'm going to buy AMC. I'm going to hold it for maybe a year, maybe two, because before the vaccine and all that stuff, we didn't really know how long this was going to be. But I thought, it was under $2 or it was $2 a share. And I said, who cares? I'm just going to buy a couple thousand shares here. And I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to hold it maybe a year, maybe 2 years. And if AMC at one point can get to $20, I will sell half, if not more. And I thought it was going to be a couple years. And it ended up being a few weeks. Fluke. Total accident. I had no idea that was going to happen. Now, you'll see a lot of traders pop up on these apps saying, I knew, and if you want my secrets, you have to pay up and I'll show you everything I know. I would stay away from those guys. Anyone who happened to be in AMC prior to the whole GameStop thing, it was just dumb luck, and and they wrote it and they made some money. However, Michael Andrews 225, I do think AMC will continue to move higher. Look, I think the whole GameStop short squeeze thing is probably over. I do think that AMC at some point will continue to do okay. Once theaters reopen, once people get vaccinated, I think it's going to be a hot story. Look, AMC isn't financially a great company, not just because of what happened with COVID, but because of what happened to the movie business. Why would I go and spend $15 on a ticket and $9 for parking because I live in DC and $7 for a soda and $7 for Twizzlers or M&Ms or Skittles and another $15 if I'm bringing a date or something? Going to the movie is going to cost me $60 or more. Why would I do that when I can do it on my TV? So AMC is going to be in trouble eventually. As a COVID recovery, I think AMC is a fine stock because as soon as everyone's vaccinated and we can get all these things open and they say, theaters are open now, people are going to go running to the theaters. And there's going to be big summer blockbusters, and I'm sure some of the Rock's movies are going to be out, and the Fast and the Furious is going to be out, and the new James Bond movie is going to be out, and the theaters are going to profit, and everyone's going to be excited, and then I'm going to take my profits in AMC stock, and I'll always hold a little. I always hold a little after I sell, a very long-term trade or an investment. I always hold a little bit. For real though, right, about Doge, Dogcoin, don't do it. I just watch. Love your insights. Please keep them coming. I will. Ryan Rewerts, I made 6,000 on Doge and gave back 2. Learned pump and dumps are dangerous. Yeah. But you still made 4. Right? Or you made 6 total, so you made 8 and then you lost 2 and you're at 6, or you made 6 and you lost 2 and you're at 4. Either way, you're still up. That's 4,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 or whatever that you didn't have before. 2021 Sun, it's too late now, I'm a bag holder for Doge or something else. Tracy Kierkirsch, thoughts on buying pre-market or after hours? Just so you know, stop losses do not work pre-market or after hours, okay? They do not work. So if you are a new trader or a distractible or distracted trader and you think, well, my stop loss is there and that'll protect me, not after hours. So something that you might see, let's say there's a stock, it's $50 a share. They come out with earnings and you set a stop loss and you say, if the stock goes down 7%, sell it. Take a loss at 7%. Market's closed, the stock closes at $50. That evening they have earnings and it is a massacre. stock drops 50%, and it drops all the way to $25 a share. Your stop loss doesn't trigger. So you wake up the following morning and you see that stock is $25 and you go, whew, lucky me, I had a stop loss. Not over. I made a sale on Etsy. Was it during this live? Who bought a shirt? If you bought a shirt, say something and I'll thank you. So Tracy Kierkirsch, that's why I do trade after hours. I do trade pre-market. There's one more thing that has to be said, and I have YouTube videos on this. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, you should. If you set an order pre-market or after hours to buy or to sell, you have to hit extended. It's under the day tab where you can click and all the things come down. You have to click extended. If you don't hit extended, your order won't fill until the next morning. Roku jumped during the pandemic. Yeah, Roku went up, but Netflix just kept getting hammered. I have AMD from 14. Wow. Mr. Fam 13, and you hope to pass it on to your kids? AMD is like in the 80s now, right? That's amazing. Tyson, how much did you get from your parents? I wish my parents bought stock for me so I don't have to. You know, I was lucky to have a mom who was financially, literate or whatever. And she had a broker. I mean, look, this was the 80s and the 90s. There was no Ameritrade. There was no smartphones. There was no trade, Thinkorswim on your phone. You had to call someone. And you had to say, listen, I've got $10,000 and I want to put it in some investments, recommend stuff. That's how it was back then. Michael Woods, you bought Facebook at 20. I bought Facebook at 20. Ryan Fitz 125. I had Facebook at 23, dumped it at 18. So here's the thing. That sucks, right? But the lesson is, if you're buying for the long term, it doesn't matter what you paid. You just buy and you hold, all right? People who, let's say you had purchased at 23 and it dropped to 18. Today, you're not going to care if you had held. You're not going to be sitting there going, oh man, I can't believe I bought it at 23 and then it dropped to 18. It's 200 or 300 a share. You know what I mean? Let's keep reading some comments here. Blue Green, I answered your real estate question. Snickerdoodle's here. Hey. I just watched crypto overrated or underrated. I am not the expert on crypto. I own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin for the long term, and I trade Dogecoin just for kicks. But Dogecoin, I don't put in anything more than I'm willing to lose. And if I lose it, I lose it. Tomic 42, you're not the only one. It's been slow. It's the way it goes. Michael Andrews, how do I get into Doge? How do I get into Doge? I have it through Kraken. You can't get it on Coinbase because Coinbase doesn't take it seriously. Yeah, Michael Wood bouncing in Doge. 30 to 40 cents seems to be a reasonable area. Yes. Alex Hurley, what are your thoughts on all of the cruises long term? AAL is, I don't know which one, AAL, American Airlines. CCL is the cruise line, the Caribbean, right? And then Royal Caribbean. No, what's CCL? Which one is that? Well, they're all cruise lines, right? Long term, I think as soon as people get vaccinated, they're going to be rushing back to travel. It's the same as AMC. Somebody asked again about AMC. It's the same as AMC. It's going to be a hot story. As soon as things are open and people are vaccinated and open regular, right? Not like 50% capacity. Although I imagine cruise lines and movie theaters will do a slow open, right? They'll be like 25%. And then that'll go well. And then they'll say, okay, 50%. And each time they do it, it'll be a story on the news that'll push the stock price higher, right? They're never just going to go 100%. They're going to draw this out to milk it. At least that's my opinion. Sierra, are you still in here? Hi. Zen Bastard, the common denominator on those discords is hubris. You got that right. Sierra, yeah, me too. I had AMC long before GameStop nonsense because I knew movies would reopen again in the future. Me too. Swarfield04, what are your thoughts on SOS? Your comment, if you can find it again, the person right below you, Sierra 2 Cents, is the one you want to follow. She's done a bunch of videos on it. I'm not the one to ask because I'm not familiar. Okay, let me read here. AFJape64, if you dollar cost average into Ethereum, I'm not seeing any profits yet, so do you just hold? Like, when do you know when to take profits? Crypto Wendio is the person you want to follow for crypto. I don't know what to tell you in terms of when to take profits because I'm not familiar with crypto in that kind of realm. I'm personally holding Ethereum until I decide not to hold it anymore. Until my profit is either substantial enough or I learn more about crypto down the road. And then my thoughts will change and I'll keep it. Sorry, I'm crunching on ice. Rice Gobbler is in here. That's a name I know. If you think a crash is coming, would dividend stocks be a good safe storage? Yes. What I would do, because look, if a crash is coming, all stocks are going to go down, right? That's just the way they usually work. The high risk stocks, the growth stocks, usually are the ones that go down the most because they depend on borrowed money and cheap borrowed money. If they raise the interest rates really high, if they raise them just a little bit, it'll probably be like a 1 or 2 day story and everyone will freak out and then they realize it's not so bad. If they raise the interest rates like astronomically, it's going to hurt growth stocks. It's going to hurt, more volatile new upstarts. You'll notice next time there's a recession that even the Procter and Gamble's and the Heinz and the Johnson and Johnson, the AT&T, even those legit companies will go down, but they will go down less, and they are they're like these dividend kings and aristocrats. They can weather the storm. These aren't new companies. They've been around decades or hundreds of years, right? Some of these countries have been around since the 1800s. They know how to ride out all storms, and they've got ample cash reserves, enough so that they can keep you in their stock, keep their stock afloat during the bad times, and you can make a little bit of money. So yes, if a crash was coming and I knew I wasn't going to be doing a lot of active trading, maybe I would be buying some short, maybe I'd be shorting some stuff, maybe I'd be buying some puts. But if I thought, oh boy, here we go, I would take out a lot of my money. I maybe even would consider selling some of my long-term investments to lock in my really good gains, just so I could have lots of capital at the ready to then go in and buy my long-term investments. Let's see here. Read some more comments. Love on bumper cars. My guy, what's up? What do I think Tesla will do next week? I don't know. Up, down. Love on bumper cars. I've been watching your YouTube videos. Thank you. Oh, Day Trader. Day Trader is here. Everyone should follow Day Trader as well. Costa Rica? Zen Bastard, I do have merch. This one says, buy the stock, not the stuff. Although it says it not reversed. And I also have a shirt that says Stock God. And there's a couple other shirts. I don't know, Rach, Tone, I don't know enough about Naked to know if the jump in January, February was a fluke or not. I don't know. I don't Facebook at 180. Yes, on holding. All right. How do you get into Doge? I answered that. You said last year summers do tend to be slow. Alberto, you've been around for a long time, and you've got it. sell in May and go away is a thing. Markets tend to get quiet in the summer months. And I know a lot of new traders think like retail investors move markets, but the reality is it's the super rich and the hedge funds who control the majority of market moves. And in the summer, that is May to October, that is when the hedge fund people get on their yachts and they fuck off to the Caribbean, and markets are pretty quiet. It's changing, obviously, due to the advent of technology, and the more people who are on their smartphones make it easier to trade and stuff. So we'll have to see if the sell in May thing, is just like one of those old timey adages from the past, or if it continues. You can buy those coins on Robinhood. Not my favorite platform though. Geographic Spot live. Yes, I'm live. I did a live last week too. Yeah, Alberto. I have to. There is a solid 10-minute lag because I read the comment and then I respond and then I forget to keep scrolling. What can you do, man? What can you do? Brown Skin 983. I want to try my hand at trading stocks. I don't know where to start. Start by clicking on my link tree in my bio. I've got 2 books. One of them is The Neatest Little Guide to Investing. I recommend you read it. I think the guy who wrote it is on edition 20 or something now. It's worth reading just to have a good foundation of what all the terms mean and everything like that. Also, people go, why'd you read a book? Just go on the internet. But you don't know necessarily what to Google. So having it all in a book in one format is a great place to start. Second book that I recommend is How I Made $2 Million Trading Stocks by Nicholas Darvis. He wrote it in the 1960s. He was trading stocks before technology. He would send telegrams to his broker. So historically, it's a wild book and it's really cool. But also, the guy basically invented momentum investing, which is what I started doing in 2011 and am still doing in 2021. So that's where you should get your hand. That's where you should try your hand and get started. Very small. Start with investing just to get a good foundation of how markets move. Gradually move into swing trading. If you want to try your hand at day trading, that I would recommend you do closer to the end, and then options at the very end because they're the most complex, and I personally tend to lose all my money on options, so I don't trade them. Let me see what I got here. About Palantir 25, about 1,700 shares, and it tanked. But did you keep it? Because the stock is moving higher now. AFJape64, do you trade Ethereum or just hold? HODL? I just hold. It sounds weird to say HODL. I just hold Ethereum, I just hold Bitcoin, and I just hold Litecoin. I don't sell them. I don't even know why I bought Litecoin. I bought it years ago. I do trade Dogecoin, and I've been LGNYC. Yes, second live ever. You got it. This is my second live. Oh yeah, CCL is Carnival. The AI pod or Alpod, the Alpod. Do you do your own taxes or do you have a tax person? I do my own. I used to have an accountant. He was so expensive, and literally I would watch what he did. He would because I would sit there with him, and every once in a while he would say a trade is missing on here. Can you go on your computer and tell me when you bought it at, what you paid, what you bought, when you sold, and do all that stuff. But literally all he was doing was writing down my purchase date, the ticker symbol, the amount of shares, my sell date, and my profit or my loss. And that took hours because I made lots of trades over the period of the year. My 1099 form that comes in the mail is usually 20 to 30, sometimes 40 pages long, listing every single trade. And he had to transcribe them the old-fashioned way from the 1099 to his little form, from the thing to the thing. And it would take hours, and he would charge me for that. And I was like, why am I doing this? A couple years ago, I was like, it was $700 for him to do my taxes. And then it was $800, and then it was $1,200. And I was just like, because the more forms he used, the more he would charge me. Each form was another $100 or whatever. And I finally got to the point where I was like, enough of this. I'm going to figure this out myself. I used TurboTax. I think the TurboTax system itself is good, but I think it sucks because the CPAs, certified public accountant people on TurboTax, I think are pretty lousy. They don't know a lot about trading. They don't know a lot about investing. They don't know the specifics. So, that's how it goes. It's much cheaper though. Snickerdoodle, what do you think about Venmo adding crypto? I like it. I think it helps. I think it helps add credibility to crypto. Monk one GME stock. Yes, GME is a stock. There was no question, so I don't know what's up. Sage Galaxy is here. She's my new friend, Allie. Allie makes these necklaces that say, fuck. You should buy her necklaces. So if you have someone who likes to wear necklaces, click on her page. Sage Galaxy is the name. Go on her Etsy. Buy a fuck necklace. Plus, she's really cool, too. Yeah. Your accountant just put you in your cash basis. At what age did you transfer your Utma account? The custodial account. I think it was when I turned 18. Can you explain why hedge funds are shorting a lot of stocks, and will they have to pay soon? They won't have to pay if they're right about their shorts. They're probably shorting because it's, like we mentioned earlier, sell in May and go away is a thing. The summer months tend to be a little bit more quiet. I have to reposition because I'm holding you on my phone. Summer months tend to be quiet. Maybe they're just shorting ahead of that. They are expecting maybe that the summer will be slow. We're already in a slowdown, right? The markets have been pretty quiet lately. People are worried about inflation. It's just one of those stories, I think. They're going to push it down. Stocks are going to get beaten up. Then the hedge funds are going to come out. The same ones who shorted because they didn't believe in the markets are going to come out in 2 or 3 weeks, and they're going to go, what a great opportunity to buy. And they're going to push everything back up. I bought 12,000. This is from Jake3Jake. I bought 12,000 Dogecoins in January. To the moon. Michael Wood 35. You agree Dogecoin is crazy. I watch it incessantly. Yes, it is. It is crazy, and I also watch it obsessively. And I find that I'm like checking it all hours. Like unlike the stock market, which is 9:30 to 4, crypto's open 24/7, and that's both really cool and both like kind of worrying. Because I feel like I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, it's Dogecoin. CD, I never know how to pronounce some of these usernames. CDAL Yachts. CD, who's your favorite wrestler? Mine was Ivan Putski. Wow, that's going way back. My favorite wrestler is Shawn Michaels. There's no one in the world better than Shawn Michaels. Favorite character would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's the bottom line. Sunnyland 43, momentum investing. If you're asking what momentum investing is, I don't have any thoughts on BlockFi because I'm not familiar with it, really. Tyson, got to go finish up my homework. Thanks for the live stream. You got it. Thanks for always being the first to comment on my YouTube videos. Let me see here. When should you get your first credit card? As early as possible, I guess. I would say, let me tag Seth in here because he's the guy who works in finance. Let me tag Seth in here and let me ask him. Someone asked best age to get credit card. Best age to get credit card. I don't know. I don't know the best age to get a credit card. I would assume the younger the better so you can build your credit score. Snickerdoodle, my favorite is Doink the Clown. Really? I don't believe you. I'm just reading some questions now. Michael Andrews 225. Both Sean and Stone Cold live 15 minutes from you in San Antonio. I know they both live in Texas. That is wild. You ever run into them? I know Austin lives on like some huge ranch somewhere, so probably goes nowhere. What I would give to bump into those two guys. I own a 1985 Ford Bronco, and I posted it on Instagram once, and I tagged Stone Cold, and he commented and was like, "Wow, it's a nice truck," and I like made my entire everything. Let me read some more comments in here. Sage Galaxy, why are you laughing? Because of your fuck necklace? People should buy your fuck necklace. Snickerdoodle, why not use options to short a stock seems safer? I believe it is. Yeah, I would. I would normally, if I thought markets were heading down, I would much prefer to buy puts. User 14, and that's just where we'll leave it because there's a whole lot of numbers. Thoughts on Coinbase? Thoughts on Coinbase in terms of a crypto exchange? I don't know a lot. People seem to say that you don't own your coins on Coinbase. I don't know if that's true because again, I'm not the guy to ask. If that's true, I would go elsewhere. I know Wendio doesn't like Coinbase. Rage Tone, thanks for being a good dude with great, honest content. I've been watching a lot of your YouTube recently. Thank you. Oh, I don't think I answered Sunnyland 43's question on momentum investing. Momentum investing is when, okay, so you're probably familiar with buy low, sell high, right? Everyone says you got to be a good investor, you want to buy low and sell high. Momentum investing is the opposite. Momentum is buy high, sell higher. So essentially what you're doing is you're riding the wave of momentum, whether it is because of really good earnings, a rumor, merger, a breakthrough, like a scientific breakthrough, some big announcement. Maybe they've paid off their debt. Maybe they're profitable for the first time in a long time. Maybe, whatever the reason is. You ride the stock's momentum. So you're buying into the hype, you're buying into the rally, and you're selling at the peak as close as you can to it. Usually you would know if you're close to the top by using something called the relative strength index. If you don't know what that means, you go on my YouTube channel. I've got videos there. I'm missing out on some wrestling questions here. I'm about to sign out, but I enjoyed the crowd here. Michael Wood, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed the crowd. They're good people. Everyone who follows me is the best. Snickerdoodle, who is your favorite female wrestler? I don't know how much of a wrestling fan you are, but either Victoria, Molly Holly, or I really like, you can't go wrong with Sasha Banks. Charlotte Flair is gifted. Asuka is great. All the current crop of female women wrestlers are amazing. Becky Lynch was great too before she had a baby and took some time off. But like old school, Victoria and Molly Holly. I love Bret Hart, says Brandy Coyote. I love Bret Hart too. I'm just reading some more of these comments here. Uh-oh, I lost one. Completely lost. Can I hire you for a private weekend clinic? Sure. As early as possible. I'm just reading these questions. Completely lawless again. Which makes you feel more like gambling, Robinhood or crypto? For me, sorry, I'm reading Snickerdoodle's comment. For it, Robinhood doesn't. I guess Robinhood feels more like gambling to me because of how their app was set up. The confetti, you made a trade, yay! Seemed kind of like they said gamification of trading, which made people addicted to trading, and they wanted the confetti and the yeah, you did a trade. So Robinhood, but really anything is more like gambling if you don't have a plan. It doesn't matter what it is. You can gamble with crypto. You can gamble with penny stocks. You can gamble with anything if you don't know what you're doing, and you're literally sitting there going, boy, I hope this goes up. That's gambling. That's not trading. That's not investing. Cody Wolf, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Yes, Superfly. Man, there's a great wrestling comment in here. Brandy Coyote. I have never been to a WrestleMania. I've been to a Royal Rumble, which is my favorite event of the year. I've never been to a WrestleMania. Maybe next year in Dallas will be my year. Brandy Coyote. Doink was a great character. Also, the Boogeyman. Snickerdoodle. Put some respect on Doink's name. Doink! Jimmy Superfly may have murdered his girlfriend. Yes, that is true. He might have. 3J. Hey, 3J, you're in here. Weekend Clinic, online. I'll do that. Super White Satan, you bought one of my shirts? Thank you. Which one did you get? Mike Carmina, are you located on the East Coast? I am. I live in Washington, D.C. Legitimate thoughts on Safe Moon from What Who When. Completely Lawless. If you have not left already, goodbye. I don't have a lot of thoughts on Safe Moon. I know it's hard to acquire, so I would I don't know. Look, if you wanted to buy some Safe Moon, I would just say buy what you're willing to lose and nothing more, because I don't know a lot about it. I feel like there's more of an exodus of traders moving from the stock market to the crypto market. That is from Muhammad. Hey, I recognize you. I also agree with you. And Muhammad, are you the one who I think you are? People should follow you. If I click on your... No, I'm trying to see if I recognize you. I think you're who I think you are. People should follow Muhammad. Dark Pool Secrets. What scanner for momentum? I have scanner videos on my YouTube channel, which you should definitely watch. But usually what I look for if I'm looking for a momentum stock to trade is a price under $20 to $25 a share, so I can get a couple hundred shares on usually high volume, and breakouts to the upside on the Bollinger Bands multiple times to confirm a breakout is happening. And there was one other thing. I forget. Oh, that it's hitting new 52-week highs. Tomic, Bret Hart. A lot of people like Bret Hart. 3J, how do we reach you off of TikTok? You can DM me on TikTok, or you can DM me on Instagram under the Trade Invest Simplify name. My personal account is like locked on private because I was getting tons of people just like wanting to follow my personal account, and I thought I didn't want that. Muhammad, The Rock or Stone Cold? My friend asked me this yesterday. Stone Cold, any day of the week. If you haven't watched Stone Cold's A&E documentary, you have to watch it. It is so good. Like, it was so good that I texted my mom and I was like, Mom, you should watch Stone Cold's documentary. My mom could care less about wrestling, but she's interested in like interesting stories and people. You gotta watch the Stone Cold documentary on A&E. It was so good. Stone Cold, to me, the intensity, the realism. When I got out of high school and I started working for people, I understood Stone Cold so much more, with the anti-authority and hating the boss and all that shit. Teflon Ron is in here. For a swing trade, what percentage do you consider it a win and it's time to sell? If it's a swing trade, probably over 20%. Less if I feel the technical analysis has changed. So if I'm up 11% or whatever, I'm just 11 randomly. If I'm up 11% and I look at the chart and I look at the volume and I say, ooh, it's really slowing down here, I'll get out at 11%. I really listen to the technical analysis. But I would aim for around 20% on short-term swing trade, momentum swing trades. The Rock was more charismatic. Yeah, The Rock was more charismatic, but he just seemed like a character. He was funny. He had his catchphrase. It doesn't matter. He was funny, but I was attracted to the intensity and the aggressive, and the glass would break and you knew something was going to go. Like when The Rock's music hit, you knew you were in for some entertainment. He was going to make you laugh. Wasn't a great wrestler. What could The Rock do, right? The elbow, the Samoan drop, the spine buster, a couple of suplexes in the rock bottom. Maybe he would do the sharpshooter. That was it. They make fun of John Cena with the 5 moves of doom, but The Rock also had a limited move set. People didn't like The Rock because he was a great wrestler. They liked him because he was a great cow, and he would do the thing where he would spit and then smack you in the face and he'd fly over the top rope. But that was pretty much it for The Rock. Great promos, mediocre in the ring. Austin, too, at the end, because he was so injured, wasn't that great of a wrestler. He was just doing the brawling stuff. But the character of Stone Cold is what I liked. Just because it was relatable. He was like the working guy. He would come out, he would drink beer, he'd flip you off, he'd drop everyone with a stunner. It was a lot of fun. Super White Satan, you got the Stock God shirt? Awesome. Funny that Super White Satan got the Stock God shirt, right? I should make a Stock Satan shirt. The Rock was more charismatic. Yeah, I just responded to that. Brandy Coyote, favorite tag team, Legion of Doom. The end. Big Sky, Montana, 2020. I don't think I've ever seen you live. Hello. Also, hello. This is my second live. I went live last week, too. Let me read some comments here. Olu Lambo. I don't know if I pronounced your name right. I probably didn't. I'm sorry. Market is down by more. I'm buying a little bit now. I expect that the summer months are going to be quiet, and that's when I'm going to be doing more buying. But if I'm wrong, I'd rather have a little bit now. And, that way if markets go up, then I'm not going to kick myself for saying, I should have bought when they were down. But I expect, sell in May and go away is a little slogan on Wall Street when all the rich guys get on their yachts and their jets and they go on vacation. Markets are usually pretty quiet. Farmer Fran 316. I loved Goldberg, but you've got 316 in your name. So is that John 316 or Austin 316? Slick Rick, is Doge dead now? I don't think so. I think I'm all caught up. Because Muhammad asked Rock or Stone Cold. Rock was more charismatic. Favorite tag team, Legion of Doom. You know what? I also loved Goldberg. Robbie Fitch, what's the best crypto app for altcoins other than Binance? I'm not the one to ask. You should follow Crypto Wendio. She's the one to ask. Goldberg was a savage beast. I love wrestlers that are power wrestlers. Me too. I always liked the power wrestlers. That's also why I liked the Legion of Doom. If you ever watch, I'm sure you did, but for everyone else, if you haven't watched their older matches, they would just storm into the ring, beat the shit out of everyone, double pinfall, leave, and the match was over. I loved that. That was Goldberg before Goldberg. Zen Bastard, you're the man. An ethical oasis on TikTok. That means a lot. Thank you. Snickerdoodle, are you sad that you hurt your back and missed out on a WWE fame and a drug addiction? I don't do drugs and I don't even drink, so I don't know if I would have gotten addicted to any pills. I don't even take pills when I'm hurt. But I am sad. I would have liked to have done it. I would have liked a match. And you know what I see? And maybe someone in the comments can give me some ideas here. I don't know if anyone else follows that professor guy on here, Nick the professor or whatever. He's a teacher. He did a bunch of those videos with Korn, the band. He does these videos now where he does these WWE entrances in his classroom. I've got like an itch on my face. And I have a feeling WWE is going to come knocking. And that dog face guy who did the video with the cranberry juice where he was skateboarding is a huge wrestling fan. He was on WWE. What can we do to get me on WWE? Let's do it. Seth Godwin, you're here. Superman, Brock Lesnar. I like The Rock because of his movies. I love when Stone Cold drowned people with beer. Yes, that was hilarious. I loved that too. Super White Satan, you should buy. So if I bought I have a t-shirt that says Stock God. But Super White Satan, that's his username, bought the Stock God shirt. So I thought maybe I should have a shirt that says Stock Satan. Would you buy a Stock Satan shirt? I don't know. I think some people might be offended. Robbie Fitch, I lived in the house Stone Cold grew up in Edna, Texas. You lived in his house? That's awesome. Does he know that? Robbie, if you're still in here, does Stone Cold know that you grew up in his house? Because he responds on social media to people. You should absolutely, on Twitter, message him and tell him you lived in his house. Slick Rick opinions on Doge. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. I don't know if it's over yet. I don't know if it's going to get to $1. I'm in it. I take my profits when I got them, though. Seth Godwin, straight edge represent. That's right. I don't drink and I don't do drugs. Teflon Ron 23. Some people, I don't know if anyone in here remembers JBL when CM Punk was doing his whole straight edge thing on WWE. JBL used to say, he doesn't drink and he doesn't do drugs. Some people call it straight edge. I call it boring. If you were in some questionable stocks, this is from Teflon Ron, would you get out for summer? Yes. Farmer Fran 316, because people say I'm an Austin wannabe because of my bald look and goatee. I love it. Am I in Doge currently from Slick Rick? Yes, I am in Doge. Seth, I don't remember who had the question about credit cards. It was a while back. Let me see if I can find it. But they wanted to know basically, if there was, what the best age to own a credit card was, or if there was a best age. I'm getting close here. I'm getting close because I'm seeing people talk about, man, this is a while back. Okay, this was from LGNYC. Oh, that's a username I recognize. Let me see if I can do this. LGNYC, credit card. I'm just going to do that. And now Seth can respond to you. Michael Andrews, WWE needs to start letting people watch live. I couldn't agree more. They let a crowd in for WrestleMania. Snickerdoodle, if you want help filing for a trademark for Stockout, I'll help you. Really? Do I need a trademark? Should I get one? I'm about it. Farmer Fran, who was the champion when you started watching? I started watching wrestling when I was 3 years old, so that would have been Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold lives 15 minutes from my house, so I'm all caught up, I think. Robbie Fitch, surprised you know Edna since he used to say he was from Victoria. Yes, I know a lot about wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan. 3J, you say yes to stock Satan shirt. All right, if more people want a stock Satan shirt, I'll make one. Teflon Ron bought 50 of Doge. Whoa, under a penny. And sold at 45 cents? That is unbelievable. Congratulations. Snickerdoodle, if you scale your business, sure. Okay. Kuroko, I've gotten pretty beat up in the stock market, but I feel like an Ultimate Warrior moment is coming. I sure hope so. I'd be about it. Teflon Ron, TikTok made me do it. Yeah, but you made a lot of money. That's unbelievable. I bought Dogecoin under a penny at 0.008, sold it at 0.007, bought it back at not 0.00. I bought it at 0.008, sold it at 7 cents, bought it at 5 cents, sold it at 12 cents, bought it at 18, sold it at 40. I've been buying and selling all over the map. Super White Satan, you should act like you're an evil Wall Street guy shorting the WWE. That might be a good storyline. Kalechi is here. Kalechi, I tagged you in here for a reason. Now I can't remember. Because it was a long time ago, man. I messaged you the link a while ago. I'm not mad. I'm okay. Kalechi, where's that Rolex? Teflon Ron, you bought back in at 25? Yeah, I bought back in I bought back in at 18 cents, and I have some at 25, and then I'm just holding. Kalechi, it's okay. I forgive you. Teflon Ron, I used to watch the old Sergeant Slaughter and Iron Sheik matches. You know what match you should watch, if you haven't, although you probably have, is Sergeant Slaughter versus Pat Patterson in the street fight, in the New York City street fight at Madison Square Garden. Unbelievable. Muhammad, I use Kraken. I don't know if people like it or not. It is what I use. Focus on Disney stock, Kalechi. Why? What's happening with Disney? They have earnings coming out soon? Robbie Fitch, you're still waiting on AMC. Look, I think AMC is an okay stock, even if you got in because of the GameStop hype. If you're still holding AMC, I think it's going to be okay because I'm optimistic about the theaters reopening, right? As soon as the theaters reopen, it's going to be a story. It's going to be a story. I think financially, AMC, maybe you don't want to be investing in long term. However, on a story, on a short-term COVID recovery, that's why I bought AMC in the first place, because I thought as soon as the theaters reopen, AMC stock is going to pop just off of the news. Forget about their financials, forget about their debt, forget about all of that, everything else. On the news alone, AMC is going to go up. That's my thought process. Kalechi, people love Kraken? Good. Teflon Ron, you'll watch the Slaughter Pat Patterson match is 17 minutes. It's a brawl, not a wrestling match, and it is excellent. Yeah, they still do steel cages. They had one at WrestleMania with Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. That was a surprisingly good steel cage match. But, you know, Shane McMahon, he's nuts. He'll do anything. Robbie, that's why you haven't sold at a loss. I wouldn't sell AMC for a loss. I really think, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is just for entertainment purposes. I really think once everything's back to normal, everyone's vaccinated, and everything's opened back up again, I think AMC will have a good little bit of a run. I bet they're going to release a lot of movies all at once, right? Fast and Furious, The Rock's movies are going to come out, whatever he's got going. The James Bond movie is going to come out. I have AMC gift cards that my friend bought me for my birthday 2 years ago, or a year ago, or whatever. No, 2 years ago, that are sitting in an envelope because this all happened. But I will be the first in line when that Bond movie comes out. Anyway, I'm vaccinated, so I can do whatever I want. Thanks for the live. Take care. Tomic, thank you too. Marvel Black Widow. Yeah. Do I think Super White Satan, do I think AMC is going to squeeze? I don't know, because I don't know the short interest currently. What's that website? HighShortInterest.com is a great website. They list how much short action there is. I think I wanted to just scroll up and see if... Yeah, Seth answered the question about credit cards. Okay, good. You still need to wear your mask. Yeah, I know. It's going to make it hard to eat candy in the movies when I got my mask on. Zanquan, more Bronco. What do you want about the Bronco? More videos of the Bronco? I'll do that. I'll do more Bronco videos. If the people want Bronco videos, I'll give you Bronco videos. Matt Royce, Keto Life. That's a username I know. I thought today was the day for Doge to go to the moon. I know, 420, and Elon was talking about it. I was really hoping to. 99%. Is that the short interest for AMC? Wow, then yeah, maybe there could be another squeeze. That would be lovely. Beetlejuice, 69, LOL. Hello. Michael Wright, what does squeeze mean? Short squeeze. So basically what happened with GameStop, which is all of the companies who are short, they're betting the stock is going to go down. If the stock starts to go up, they have to get out of their shorts, and then they usually oftentimes will buy the stock as well, pushing it higher. That's a squeeze. They get squeezed out of their short. They go in to buy so they can make money. The investors are already buying because of whatever reason they want to buy. It's a squeeze because you've got all these people rushing in, squeeze, and the stock pops. SJ Fishing. SJI Fishing. Oh, hey, I know you. You want to see the Dodge, my Challenger? Kalechi. No, I didn't buy the Bronco because the Bronco's not out yet, but I have a 1985 Bronco that's sitting in my parking lot basically collecting rust. But I just drove it the other day. There's a video on my TikTok, a couple videos back, that shows the Bronco, if you would like to see it. It is a 1985, same year as me. The Jake Paul fight was trash. I heard it was rigged. Was it rigged? Teflon Ron, as always, thank you, off to bed. All right, sweet dreams, and enjoy that wrestling match if you watch it. It's very good. Let me see. I'm reading through some comments here, and then I think we might call it a night. Kalechi, you're going to go watch my Bronco video. I'm going to wait for Kalechi to come back. Kalechi, again, it's when people showing a short have to buy the stock to cover their position. That is what a squeeze is. What are you all going to sleep? Come on, there were like 100 people in here earlier. What's this one? Oh, I got a question. What do you think about the ARK funds and Kathy Wood? I love it. Peg City, if you could go back in time to watch one wrestling event, which would it be? I would choose to go back to WrestleMania 25 or 26. The only match I want to see in person live would be Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. If you have not seen those matches, they are the two, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker from WrestleMania 25 and Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker WrestleMania 26 are the two greatest wrestling matches of all time ever. I would want to watch those in person. Super White Satan, Kathy Wood scares you? Why does she scare you? I don't know much about her. I know Ashton has a crush on her, though. Kalechi. Hi again. Taman, I profited on Bitcoin. FOMO, thinking it'll go up, kept going down. When will it stop? As far as I know from Wendio, maybe I should tag her in this as well. Wendio. I'll wait for Wendio to get in here because she's the one you want to answer. Zank one, do you collab with any other stock gods? There's only one stock god. I do collaborate with a lot of other stock people on here, though. And if you see Kalechi in the comments, go follow him. I was on his podcast. It's up today, and it is 47 minutes worth your time. Zen Bastard, I just Googled you to buy your merchandise. You don't have to Google me. It's in my Etsy account in my link tree. I did write a book. I wrote two, actually. I wrote two books. One was a restaurant expose from the restaurants that I worked in, and the other was a novel based on some like old school horror movies that I like. JNR 713, Undertaker vs. Mankind. Hell in the Cell is the one you would go back for. That would have been a wild match to see in person, for sure. But for me, I'm choosing Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Blue green double O. I keep wanting to say 007. My shirt says "Buy the stock, not the stuff," and it is also available for sale on my Etsy if you want one. Wendy O says Bitcoin to 160,000. I've seen that. Oh, Super White Satan. Was it Kathy Wood that scares you or Wendy O? JNR, I'm down 20% on my portfolio. You know, if you're down 20% and you're in very high quality stocks, you might consider averaging down, dollar cost averaging, buying a little bit more on the sell-off. Not a lot because, hey, we don't know. Maybe it gets lower. Maybe markets go lower. Richard Rush, 6, front of house or back of house. I worked both. I did everything in the restaurant industry. I started as a server, waiter, hated it. I wanted to quit, and the manager said, look, let's just put you in the kitchen as an expediter. And I thought maybe I would like this more, and I loved it. The kitchen was great. It was a very small kitchen, very, very tiny, very, very hot. It was Tex-Mex food. All the guys who worked in the kitchen were from El Salvador. And even though there was like enough room to walk behind you, they would always, this one guy in particular would always like grind up right behind you, like really inappropriately. He would like grind up slowly behind you and then like reach down and squeeze my ass. And I would like that. And he would like whisper in my ear and he'd be like, small kitchen. They were the wildest group of people. Kalechi, you really want to see this Bond movie? Yes, I want to see this Bond movie. I want to see it so bad. Maybe I'll go to England to see it. Don't they release it in England a little earlier? I want to see this Bond. I'm a huge James Bond fan. I want to see that movie. Zanquan, Sacco, and Rocco. The Rock and Sock Connection? Rock and Sock Connection was a lot of fun. Your spy school article is sweet. My spy school article? Are you talking about on Primer magazine? Is that what you're talking about? Wow, you went way back. Tamim. Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man. Great feud. Muhammad, when are you going to write a book on the stock market? I don't know. Maybe I should. Super White Satan, Kathy Wood scares you? Yeah. Farmer Fran 316, where would you rank Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6 match? I love that match. I'm going to have to watch it again. And I'm going to try to remember that you asked me that. I'm going to watch it as soon as I end this live. I'm going to watch that WrestleMania match. And I'll let you know what I think. Because it's been a while. WrestleMania 6. Been a while. Let's read some questions here. Anu, you're back. And I still don't know how to pronounce your name. Anu, are you there? If you click on my link tree, hi, yes, you're here. If you click on my link tree in my bio, it will take you to Amazon. I've got a couple links, 2 books that you need to read. One is called The Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing. The other is How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvis. They're the only 2 books that I ever read. One is about investing. The other is about momentum investing. Those are the books. Outside of those 2 books, for me, I just read the books and it was a lot of trial and error because I started trading in 2010, 2011 before TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, before any of this stuff existed. So for me, it was a lot of trial and error. For you, it might be easier now because you have all of Stock Talk at your disposal. Not the scammy assholes, but the good, legit people to ask questions. Not convinced Kathy Woods and ARK is an investment genius. I believe it's a lot of hype and luck. Yes, I'm sure there is an element of luck to it. Maybe right time, right place, right time. She went heavy in tech with her ARK fund, and tech boomed. I don't think anyone who controls that much money is an idiot, though, right? I just don't think anyone who has that much money and that big of a position got there because they don't know shit. Brandy Coyote, I want to watch the Four Horsemen DVD. That's a great DVD. The Great Khali versus Andre the Giant. I don't know if that would have been a good match. Anu, you're the best. Kalechi, you said it took guts to invest in those companies. Which companies? What did I miss? What did I miss? Super White Satan. Super White Satan, she's doing the Lord's work? Is that what she said? Should you sell Dogecoin? I don't know. Are you profitable? You know, I've been buying and selling. Because I don't know where it's going to go, right? People say it's going to go to $1. It's going to go... You don't know that. You know, if it gets to $1 and you were like, oh, I thought it would go to $1, you're going to be like, I'm a genius. I knew it. But you didn't really. Like, you're just guessing. You hope it goes to $1. There's no reason for Dogecoin to go to $1. If it goes to $1, great. I'd love it if it did because I have some. But I'm also aware that if it doesn't, I'm going to be kicking myself if I didn't lock in my gains. And that's why I'm doing that. This is from Michael Andrew 225. Is option trading good for new investors? No. Options trading is hella risky. I have been trading for 11 years and I still, in fact, go watch Kalechi's podcast. He's in here. Go watch Kalechi's podcast that I was on. We talk extensively about options. I don't do options. I've been trading 11 years and I still can't figure them out. Right? Did you hear my neighbor's dog bark? Because he's in Dogecoin. I don't get options. I lose my money on every trade. I don't like them. I'm not good at them. No, I think options should be the very last thing you do. So if we're going in order and you want to start investing and trading, you start with investing. You move into swing trading in large cap reputable stocks. That way, if you get stuck, you're not stuck in some garbage. Then into penny stocks, because presumably by the time you're trading penny stocks, you've got the ability to recognize a loser and exit the trade. And then last but not least is options. Brandy Coyote. People still want to see CM Punk versus Austin. Me too. I would love to see CM Punk versus Stone Cold. You know, WrestleMania is going to be in Dallas, Texas next year, and that's where Stone Cold lives. Matt Roy's Keto Life. Have you ever done a bad wrestler meet and greet? Yes. Randy Orton is an asshole, or was. I don't know if Randy Orton is still an asshole. I think he has matured and has changed. But I met many years ago Chris Benoit, which is tough to say because he was my second favorite wrestler of all time. Chris Benoit, who couldn't have been nicer. Randy Orton, who was a complete dick. We stood in line for hours. My friend got up. Hey, I love you. And he's like looking at his watch and he's signing the autograph and he just slid it over. Couldn't have been more rude to the fans who were like jazzed up to meet him. Options. Canethio. Hey, my mom is in here. Is WWE a good stock investment? Yes. No, I don't know if WWE is that great of an investment, actually. They've made a lot of deals. They've sold part of their WWE network to Peacock, NBC, Universal, whoever. So they made a lot of money. They're making a lot of money, but the quality of the show is trash. Warren Creek, I like this guy, new fan. Thanks. Kalechi, options don't make a single bit of sense. Man, tell me about it. Peg City, what is your 2-minute drill when first reviewing a stock? If we're talking about a swing trade, it's all charts for me. I look at I look at a variety of different charts right off the jump. So I'll look at the 1 day chart to see if there's any short-term potential for a here and now quick day trade. If there's nothing, I go back to the 5, 10, 20, and 180-day charts to plot out my support and resistance lines so I can get a good gauge of where the stock is and where it's been, and where it might be able to go to next. Of course, no guarantees. Just because a stock got up to this price once doesn't mean it will do it again, but you never know. So I'll plot out my support and resistance lines. That's Peg City, right? Yeah. Peg City, that is my 2-minute drill. I try to go, can I make a day trade? Yes, great, I'm in. No, and I'll look at the relative strength index. I'll look at the Bollinger Bands. I'll look at the volume, and I'll make a decision based on how that all looks. If there's no day trade, that's when I jump back and I look for a potential swing trade entry point. Might not be that day, right? If I look back at the charts over the 5, 10, 20, and 180-day period, and I see, oh, we're at the top of our trading range right now, and the support line is all the way down here, I will set an alert. There are YouTube videos on how to do that. Just watch any of my technical analysis walkthrough videos. In every video, I set an alert just to show you what it looks like. I set an alert, and then I forget about it. And that alert is there until I cancel it or it hits. And could be a couple days, could be a couple weeks. Bing, I get an alert. My stock is at my price. Sometimes I know exactly what it is. Other times I get that bing on my phone, and I go, what the hell is this? And then I have to go and look, and I'm like, oh yeah, I set an alert, and it's at my target price. So that's my 2-minute review, but a little longer. Let's see here. More comments, more questions. Zamboni66. Dude, how did you manage to own Kodak? That was great. So my Kodak story was, they had announced that they were coming out with a cryptocurrency when the stock was around $11 or something, and I bought it. It tanked, and I didn't get out in time. So I was stuck holding. I think I only bought like 100 shares or something, but at $11 a share, it was $1,100, so it was not small potatoes. It got decimated. It went from 11 cents to $2. And then I just kind of was like, well, I'm not buying this because it's Kodak. What did they ever do recently? But then gradually, like over the year or whatever, I noticed that Kodak was trading in a range, bouncing between, and because I owned it, I was keeping an eye on it. I noticed, oh, it's $2. Then a couple days later, a week later, it's $2.30. Then it's $2. Then it's $2.30. Then it's $2. And I was like, nah, I can trade this. And so I started trading Kodak over and over and over. I happened to just be in right place, right time. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, my indicators and my screeners, and I just knew based on volume and blah, and bullshit you and then try to sell you a course. The reality is, like AMC, it was just dumb luck. Right place, right time. View for Fun says, thanks, Kalechi. Yeah, thanks, Kalechi. Taman, is Cam the man on TikTok a scammer? Fuck yeah, that guy is some shady shit. He's full of shit. He poses with tons of money. Oh, I'm so rich. He made like $18 million in the month or something? Come on. But it's a good gimmick because people sign up and they buy because they want to be as rich as him, and it works because they're the ones giving him money. Dose, I don't know how to pronounce these usernames. Dose of Ibby. How do you deal with all these people who think these shit coins are going to the moon? I don't deal with them. If they want to lose all their money, it sucks to be them, nerds. Honestly, Peg City, your mom raised a good kid. I don't know if my mom is still in here, but I'm sure she will thank you. I don't want to see anyone lose money. It makes me sad when these people think that these stocks are going to go to the moon and they're going to get money, because we see what happens time and again when you see a stock and you think it's going to go to the moon. Imagine all the people who bought GameStop at $40 or $400 a share, right? And then held it because they thought it was going to go higher, and because they were kicking themselves. I'm late to the dance. I bought Dogecoin, or I bought GameStop at 400 and it was 20, and then it went to 400 and I missed out on that rally. So now I'm going to buy it at 400 and hope it doubles and goes to 800 because I want to make as much as everyone else made. And when you don't have a plan, that's when you get screwed. I'm reading some comments. Is my mom still in here? Mom, are you still in here? People are saying nice things about you. I don't know if she's still in here. Wouldn't that be rude? Basically, her thing is making world-class information available to the little guy, says Kalechi. I assume you're talking about Kathy Woods, or Wood. My mom is in here and she says, yes, thank you. The inspiring dad. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Man, I'm getting a lot of questions about SafeMoon. I'm not the crypto person. I don't know. I don't know a lot about SafeMoon. If you want to throw in a little bit just for kicks, someone told me you can't sell it once you bought it. I don't know if that's true. Teebs, you're in here. Hey. Look, SafeMoon, if you wanted to throw something in, I would say never put in more than you're willing to lose. The inspiring dad. Super White Satan's made me laugh. The inspiring dad. I'm assuming you don't think GameStop is going to go anywhere anymore. No. I don't. Kalechi. See you later. If you haven't followed Kalechi, it is right there. Go follow Kalechi and then listen to his podcast. With GameStop, it could squeeze again. I don't really know. But I'm not in it. Is this who I think it is in my CDD Iwana? I recognize your Canadian leaf. Some people are just saying like ticker symbols. Stephen Michael 18 AMC. What about it? What about it? What about it? SafeMoon, Palantir, hey, hi. Oh, that's Teebs. Hi. I think we're going to call it a night here, guys. Inspiring Dad, are you still all in? On what? GameStop? I was never in on GameStop. I bought a little and I sold it right away. I am in AMC and I am in Dogecoin, but again, nothing more than I'm willing to lose. And, Farmer Fran, you're back. Inspiring Dad, worried about the market crashing? I'm not worried about the market crashing because it would be a great buying opportunity. I don't think, I think, look, I said this before earlier, but I think you just joined. Zamboni, thanks. See you later. Sell in May and go away is a thing. Markets always tend to be a little quiet from May to October. Might just be a great buying opportunity for your long-term investments. Scale in slowly. Sunnyland 43, you're back. CDD. How is MVIS? I don't know. People are joining and I was just about to wrap it up. So get your questions in if you got them. Did I say bye to Kalechi? I said bye to Kalechi, and I think he left. Corey Honeyman. Yes, I think Doge will bounce back. I think this is a short-term sell-off. People are locking in their... do you have any ratios that you use? Like what? What do you mean ratios? Dogecoin, I think it's a quick little sell-off. I think it will come back. I don't know when. I don't know. Is that Manara that I see in here too? Wait, how do I get to you? Did you leave? Manara. It's Manara. Narasin. Is your name Nara or is your name Manara? Oh, P to E ratio? Yeah, I use that. So I use those kind of things when I'm looking to make an investment. It's Manara. Yeah. Nara. Your name is Nara. Okay, Nara. Hello. PDE ratio, price to book, price to sale. I use all of them when I'm thinking about making an investment. And to be honest with you, I don't even really use them all the time. Oh, it's Minara. Got it. I thought it's Manara. Okay, now we know. Nick Merson, you're back. Why'd you leave, man? Why'd you leave? I use PEG ratio, price to book. I use all of those when I'm looking to make an investment. I only really, if we're being honest here, I only really use them if I'm making an investment in a kind of like a new company or an upstart or one that's only been around a while. If I want to say buy stock in Starbucks, I don't give a shit what their price to books or price to earning. I just buy the stock. It's Starbucks. You know what I mean? Same with like McDonald's or any of those kind of companies. I really just buy the stock. Kids in bed and stuff? Oh yeah, okay. I guess. Yes, I use Nara. I use PDE ratio when comparing similar companies or competitors. That is also a great tip, idea, thing to do. Is it better to just invest based on gut feeling, says View for Fun? No. You definitely... So I always say to start with the companies that you know. Buy the companies that you know. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to buy them. You know, just because you know them, it doesn't mean that it's a worthwhile... do I read the SEC filings? No, not really. You don't want to go on gut feeling alone. You definitely want gut feeling to like lead you towards something. Like, man, I shop at this store all the time. And every time I'm in this store, it's packed. And people are buying online. And I go downstairs and I see the packages in my lobby. And they're all from this store. You know, so using your gut to guide you towards a potential investment, great. Not alone, because you need to look at the financials. You need to look at the price to earnings. You need to see, like Nara said, how it compares to other competitors. You want to look and see if the price of the stock is overvalued compared to other companies in that sector. You want to look at their debt. You want to look at their cash flow. If they pay a dividend especially, you want to look at their revenues to make sure they're increasing. Once your gut can guide you, but then you want the fundamentals to really tell you, yeah, this is actually an okay investment, or no, I don't think so. Nick, AINV, real estate dividend stock, fuck the world, reinvest and it'll pay for itself in 5 years. That is a stock that you have mentioned to me before, and I wrote it down and then promptly forgot about it, so I will go back and look. Nara, a price to earnings of 1,000 for Amazon sounds ridiculous, but it's still a great investment. Yes. And you know, we talked about this, I think, before you joined. Apple used to have an extremely overvalued valuation too. Their price to earnings was extremely high in the beginning of their whole boom with the iPod, with iTunes, the phone. People looked at Apple and they were like, are you kidding? Look at this valuation and look where it's become. Look what it's become. There's a lot of good questions in here. What time is it? Am I still in here? Yeah, okay. Maestro 2020, you think the markets will continue to sell off for a while? Yes, I think we are heading into the summer, right? So if you're new to the video or new to this live, we've been talking about it. Sell in May and go away is a thing. Markets just tend to be historically quiet in the summer. But it could be a great buying opportunity. Kevin, Berentos64, what are your thoughts, if you have any, on SOS? I don't, because I'm not familiar with it. My friend, let me tag her in here. Where is she? She's probably asleep by now. Sierra 2 cents. If you don't follow her, you should. Sierra. People are asking about SOS. Albin. Oh, I lost you. Albin. Doge to the moon? Maybe. Peg City, you gave me confetti. All right. Nara, I really like Ritz too. Nick, not the wrestling fuck the world, like from Taz? What's the other FTW? I only know one. Taz, not another victim. I love Taz. What does it mean when someone sends me like the money bag? Sunnyland 43's thoughts on Ford Motor. They got hammered today. I didn't read why. I don't know why they got hammered. So before I give you an answer, I'm in Ford. I'm investing for the very long term. I think that Ford had a lot of cars, right? They had a humongous inventory of different sedans, coupes, convertibles, SUVs, vans, trucks. They had so much stuff. And then they streamlined. Minimalism isn't just for people. It can be for companies too. And Ford realized we've got too much stuff, and they downsized. And when they started doing that, and they focused on trucks and the Mustang, right? They got rid of all their sedans. They got rid of all their loser cars. They really just have a couple of big brand vehicles now, including the new Bronco, which I love. FTW for the win. Not fuck the world. Okay. Got it. For the win. I like my FTW better. Brandy Coyote. Did you like ECW old school? Yeah, I loved old school ECW. You bought 15 shares of Ford. That's a lot. Ford a long time ago used to have a dividend, and it was a solid dividend. The stock was always kind of under $20 a share, maybe a little higher, but they paid 60 cents per share. That's a lot of cents per share when it's a moderately priced stock. You can get a lot from your dividends. I hope Ford comes back strong. I don't know why they dropped today, so I'll find out. Palantir, yeah. I don't know what Palantir really does. Does anybody? It's something with data and they sell it or they keep it. I don't know. Wait, ECW. I wanted to answer that ECW question. Old school ECW was something else. They were very violent, but they also had Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Jericho, Dean Malenko. They had excellent wrestling on their show too. And the fans were wild, but the fans appreciated all of it, right? They weren't just like these bloodlust maniacs. They liked the good wrestling too. So you got your Rob Van Dam and your Taz and your Tommy Dreamer and Sabu and New Jack and the violent stuff, but you also had the great wrestling. Paul Heyman was genius. Let's see if there's any more comments. Yeah, it's 10:30. I think it's time for me to hit the road. Teebs, you need a new Mustang? Tyson, what happened? I thought you were going to bed. Lone Star, are you still in Kronos? I was never in Kronos. Nara, you sold Ford? Yeah. AT&T, they have a great dividend. Teebs, I wanted to ask you, new Mustang, are you getting the electric Mustang sedan kind of thing, or would you get a convertible or coupe? Mickey Rourke did a good acting job in The Wrestler movie. Yes, I was so disappointed that he didn't win the Oscar for that movie. He absolutely deserved it. It was such a good movie. Everybody, I think I'm calling it a night here. Churchill linked to Lucid. Yeah, aren't they? Corlip, it's going to be hard to ignore crypto in the financial future. I agree. Super White Satan, I'm going to take your later as my later as well. Thank you all for coming. We'll do it again. Have a good night. People are joining, but I'm leaving. Make sure you give me a follow. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. View for Fun, Peg City, Sunnyland, Super White Satan. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.